Hello, it's Venus Brown, and I am back for another reaction to another teaser trailer for House of the Dragon. It says House of the Dragon Season 3 official final trailer. Now, I don't know about final. We haven't even started Season 3, so I kind of doubt that they won't do any more trailers until the end of the season. But who knows? I'm not a showrunner, and I don't follow these people enough to know if they might do more. But right now it says this is the official final trailer. So let's go ahead and start watching. And I have heard this is supposed to be a pretty wild trailer, so.
These are turbulent times.
Yes, they are.
Rhaenyra's coming.
So she's gonna rat her out.
You're no longer safe here.
And that's who she's saying that to.
Their defeat is written.
I knew I couldn't trust her.
We'll secure the city without further bloodshed.
The Queen has many dragons, but her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
We see you have been merciful.
I would imagine her having many dragons might be why Aemon might actually just take off.
Little by little, bite by bite, we are exposing her as weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
She'll certainly fail. And we raise our own throne.
In a war, all suffer.
The leadership, the soldiers,
I've come so far.
the families,
And yet you still don't
peasants,
know who you are.
royalty, everybody. We all suffer.
Have you not
And the
betrayed your
animals, the
queen?
poor animals.
Bring Aegon
How many
The
creatures
usurper!
are sacrificed in the name
To
of
me!
war?
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Okay, so let's go ahead and go back through that. I'll just play a little bit and stop it whenever I feel like talking and discuss whatever it is that I want to talk about. And then we'll move on after that.
These are turbulent times.
Rhaenyra's coming.
Okay, so it appears that battle at the beginning, that's the one that's going to happen over the water. It's going to badly decimate the Valyrian fleet. Really, really bad news. And then the other stuff where Daemon was fighting, not sure, but that looked pretty vicious too. And now we see Alicent basically warning Aemon that she's coming, so she ripped off the band-aid in a way, but also told him what was happening. But it looks like she's gonna get through the gates, so either he didn't put up much of a fight or he decided to take off. I don't know, but we'll find out. My earbuds had stopped. There we go.
You are no longer safe here.
Their defeat is written. We'll secure the city without further bloodshed.
That's a little delusional, but I mean, maybe she thought that Alicent was telling the truth. Maybe she thought that this is the way it's supposed to. I mean, I think because of the stories that she's been told from the dreams that her father has had and everything, that maybe that's kind of solidifying her idea that this is written, that this is the way it's going to go. But that telling also completely removes the reality that the Targaryens were taken out for a while. That even though they end up sort of back in power, so that they can defeat the walkers and everything. It doesn't mean that everything's gonna fucking go swimmingly, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be in place the whole time. And we know that, but she's not gonna know that. She's gonna think that, hey, it's written in the stars, it's in the stories, it's in our dreams. The path is all laid out before us, but that's just not always the reality.
The Queen has many dragons. But her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
Wonder who he was talking to. Okay, so Corlys Velaryon, it looks like, is talking to Daemon. That yes, the Queen has many dragons, but the people don't feel safe. They shouldn't feel safe. You gotta be thinking beyond just the immediate aspects of war. And I do recall when we were watching the previous seasons, Daemon was very much, let's fight, let's get this war started, let's get going, but not all about diplomacy and everything, not all about thinking about all the other shit that happens when you have a war going on that really needs to be thought about, that needs to be handled. So Corlys is right to be trying to get through to him. I don't know how well he'll take it. I don't know if he'll fucking listen. Yeah, and honestly, it seems like Corlys and Rhaenys, when she was living, were some of the only ones that were really trying to speak reason with this whole thing, and were fairly supportive of Rhaenyra, at least once they realized that Rhaenyra might actually be a good ruler. And now, according to the books, she's not going to be a good ruler, but like I've said before, she's just had so much turmoil dumped on her all at once, and things just go so horribly wrong that it's kind of understandable. But I do think that before she ends up taking the throne, we've seen her make good decisions. We've seen her do things that make sense, that work well for the realm, and kind of take advice from people that I think are steering her well. I don't know how things are going to go with Daemon steering her. They seemed to do well as parents together, parenting the kids that they had, but not so well with the leadership dynamics and his position when it comes to her. And I know he seemed to be fairly well on her side at the end of the last season, but is that gonna hold? I don't know.
You see, you have been merciful. But the crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
That's so true. All right. Yeah, like the whole thing about the weight of the crown, danger of being on that throne, the toll that it really takes on the person that's sitting the throne, the person that is wearing the crown. It's a real issue. I think a lot of the imagery and stuff that we get from J.R.R. Martin when it comes to people that they say that the throne rejected or that they couldn't bear the weight of the crown, stuff like that, it really has a lot to do with that. Not that the throne is literally rejecting them, that all of it together is just so much weight on one's head and one's shoulders, and being able to deal with all that is not great. And frankly, sitting on a throne of swords probably likely to cause a little bit of injuries and soreness and blood and aching and whatever, but I know there are some people that think that if you want somebody to be tough, you've got to make everything super tough for them. And so, of course, sitting on a throne of swords, it's going to make them tougher. But yeah, I think sometimes that stuff backfires majorly. But this is Game of Thrones, this is Westeros, and Westeros don't play. So anyway, let's continue on.
Little by little, bite by bite, we are exposing her as weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies.
And so he says, little by little, bite by bite, we're exposing her as too weak to rule. I think is what he said. From what I remember in the books, yes, I will have book spoilers. If you're listening to my content and I have read books or I have watched previous shows, it is likely that you will get spoilers from me. I am not good at holding my tongue when it comes to that stuff. I do try to at least make sure that I'm not giving really big spoilers for things yet to come, but I do still sometimes give big spoilers. From what I remember in the book, there are several things going on where the other side is literally doing things that make it look like Rhaenyra is a terrible queen and set her up for failure, so that when she does end up in place, everything for the small folk in King's Landing just goes miserably wrong and she can't get it together because the fucking resources aren't there. She's distraught from losing children and things just don't go well. And I still have a freaking problem with the fact that her father never fucking properly trained her, never properly set her up to be the ruler so that people would actually take her seriously. But also a lot of shit going on intentionally to make her look like a really awful queen. We don't really know if she would have been a decent queen had the path been laid before her, had people actually properly trained her, properly prepared her, and had people not been fucking draining the goddamn coffers of King's Landing so that when she came in there's fucking nothing. Nothing.
Have been allowed to muster their strength.
She'll certainly fail. And we raise our own throne.
In a war,
What he just said, or she'll certainly fail and we will raise our own throne. I mean, that's not necessarily accurate either. I don't remember exactly what happens after she ends up being taken down, but none of them are on the throne for very long. This is just one death after another, one defeat after another on both sides. I mean, honestly, this whole thing is two sides of the same family duking it out until they fucking all kill each other almost, and using those dragons to fight this war until they all kill each other damn near. Both of them together, the Targaryen family and their dragons, they just end up fighting each other so much that they end up killing almost the entire thing. Talk about setting your own fucking family up for failure. Talk about setting up the whole regime for fucking destruction. It's just crazy. And granted, I'm sure that the dragons are fucking scary as fuck to anybody that's seen them. But there's just like this big part of me that is so heartbroken with the idea that this shit, this war, almost completely decimates them to the point that there are none fucking left in Westeros until Daenerys comes around and hatches those 3 eggs. And only because she's so fucking distraught that she goes and fucking walks into her husband's funeral pyre. Anyway, let's continue on.
or suffer.
We've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
It's hard to figure out who you are when you're doing everything for everybody else.
Bring Aegon, the usurper, to me.
Yeah. That's sounding like anger and grief, although her son is still there. But still, it's sounding like anger and grief, and that could very well be, because this is the first battle with the Valyrian fleet. And the image they were showing of her yelling, that looks like it's after. Oh my god. I mean, you see the fucking tears in her eyes, and we've seen that when her other son died earlier, that she gets distraught, and her way of grieving is just like this fucking boiling anger on the inside coming out. So that sounds like that's what's gonna happen again. She's so freaking angry, and I don't fucking blame her. Holy shit. What awful, horrible shit to fucking go through. And because your freaking half-brothers usurped your throne and are trying to claim that they're the rightful person to sit the throne. It's just messed up.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
That was the outfit she was wearing when she was walking and leaving bloody footprints behind her. And Alicent said, "Did I not warn you that it would come to this?" And I mean, we all know when you're fighting your own family for the fucking throne that they usurped from you, trying to put things right while you're in fucking Westeros and it's the Game of Thrones and everybody's trying to destroy you, that yeah, shit is not gonna go well. And it's never gonna be easy, but in this particular situation, it's just really awful. Really awful. But anyway, hopefully I will be seeing you for House of the Dragon Season 3. I will be doing kind of a breakdown with discussion for each episode when I get it. I will be on vacation part of the time, so during the time I'm on vacation, I do not know if I will have access to the show. So my breakdowns and discussions for those episodes may come later. I don't know yet. Later on down the road, I will have reactions for you, just not right now. I will be playing Night of the Seven Kingdoms reactions while this show is going. So once a week, when House of the Dragon starts, I will be playing Night of the Seven Kingdom reactions. And once a week, I will be playing a kind of breakdown with discussion, and I think what I am going to do is have a smaller edited version that I will put up on video, and then I will have a longer, more drawn out live stream that I will do also. So you can join me for the live streams if you like. You can watch the videos, and I always leave the live streams on, so if you want to watch the live streams later, they are available. The time frame that I am going to be on vacation is in July. I will try to let people know when I am actually going to be gone. If I am able to access the show while I'm gone, I will try. If I can't, then I'm going to have to wait until I come back home. So just remember that. But in June, I will be around for those early episodes. It's the ones after that that are going to be harder for me to access. We'll see how it goes. That's all I got for you.